Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we will be talking about Dave Ramsey and his 7 baby steps. So in this episode, I will talk to you about the 7 baby steps that Dave Ramsey talks about in some detail and how and why they work. So let's get started.
Well, welcome to Super Saving, common sense for your dollars and cents, learning to save money. Now, this is something everybody knows they're supposed to do, but no one does it.
Step 1. So in step 1, Dave Ramsey basically says that you should save up £1,000 in your emergency fund. So the principle behind this is that when you have some cash saved up that's easily accessible, you are prepared basically for any further problems that may arise in your life, such as your car breaking down or your boiler breaking down. So in this step, you basically want to save this £1,000 as soon as possible, and he advocates with basically getting a second job or cutting back expenses to get this done as soon as possible. The principle behind this is that when you have £1,000 saved up, you basically prevent yourself from further falling into more debt. Step 2, you pay off all your debt except the house and perhaps your student finance if you're from the UK, because student finance works differently in the US than it does in the UK. So in this step, he talks about basically listing all your debt from smallest to the largest. Doesn't matter of the interest rate. You basically work towards making minimum payments towards all your debt, but then making extra payments to the smallest debt first. So let's say you have a debt of £1,000, £5,000 and £10,000. You basically want to start off with your the smallest debt whilst making minimum payments to your other debts. You make extra payments to the smallest debt, you pay that off, and then you work towards your second smallest debt, you pay that off, and then your third. So in this method, basically, it's called the debt snowball method. So you're getting psychological wins when you clear off, one debt at a time. So this could be achieved again, whilst trying to do 2 jobs at a time, or further cutting back on expenses, or perhaps doing extra overtime at your current place. Step 3. So in this step, Dave Ramsey talks about saving 3 to 6 months for expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. So this is where you basically save up 3 to 6 months worth of your take-home pay. So let's say you earn £2,000 per month. Minimum you need to have in your bank account that's easily accessible is £6,000, perhaps up to £12,000 depending on your situation. So at this step, you've got the £1,000 that's done. You've paid up all your debt except for your mortgage and perhaps your student finance if you're from the UK. Then the next step is then to build up your emergency fund. So in this step, you basically don't want to slow down. You want to continue the momentum, and you want to build up a good chunk of savings in a fully funded emergency fund that covers all your expenses up to 3 to 6 months. So this will protect you from life's bigger surprises. Maybe like perhaps you may be made redundant at a job, or your car breaking down, and you then can prevent yourself from further slipping into debt. So baby step number 4. In baby step number 4, you want to invest 15% of your household income for your retirement. So now you can shift your focus off debts and what ifs and start looking up the road and further into your retirement. So this is where you basically start beginning to invest 15% of your gross income for retirement, because if you're still working at a later date, in your age, perhaps in your late 60s, 70s, then this is because you want to, not because you have to. Baby step number 5. So in this step, you basically want to save for your children's college fund, or perhaps your children's future if you're in the UK, because we don't have the same college funds as we do in terms of the US. So by this step, you've paid up all your debts except for the house. You've started investing and saving for your retirement. Next is time to save up for your children. So in this step, basically, you You want to save for your children's future. So even if it's £50 or £100 per month, you can put towards their future. Baby step number 6, which is simultaneous to baby step number 5, is pay off your home early. So in this step, what you want to do is once you've got 15% savings towards your retirement, any extra income you make, you want to pay off your mortgage. So your mortgage is the only thing between you and complete freedom from debt. So let's say you make £500 extra per month, over invested 15% of your gross income, then that should go towards your mortgage, and you pay that off and as soon as possible. The reason for this is because your household expense and your mortgage is one of the biggest expenses you'll have in your life. It's the biggest debt you'll have. So having a paid off home is a massive mental stress off your mind. So this is where you basically want to pay off your home, and then you can start investing for your future. This brings us to baby step number 7, which is to build wealth and give. I absolutely love this message and this step from Dave Ramsey. So once you've done the previous steps, baby step 1 to baby step 6, which is paying off your house, your mortgage, you come to baby step number 7. So there's nothing between you and your financial freedom now, because you've paid up all the debt from your life, and now you can start investing for your future, enjoy your life in the meantime, and basically give generously. So help out those who need help, maybe become a bit more charitable, give like you've never given in life before. As Dave Ramsey says, keep building wealth and become outrageously generous. So to summarize, step 1, you want to save £1,000 for your starter emergency fund. Again, we've gone through this, but basically when you have this £1,000 in your bank account, it prevents you from getting further into debt due to your car breaking down or whatever. Baby step number 2, pay off all your debt except the house and maybe your student finance in the UK, using the debt snowball method, which is paying your smallest debt to your largest debt. Baby step number 3, save 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses in a fully funded emergency account. Baby step number 4, you want to invest for your future, so invest 15% of your household income for your retirement. Baby step number 5 and baby step number 6, which you can do simultaneously, is save for your children's college or children's future, and in parallel you want to pay off your last remaining debt, which is your mortgage, which typically is the biggest debt anybody has in their life. And baby step number 7 is you continue building wealth, you give generously, and you build a pot of money where you leave legacy behind for your kids. So thanks for listening. I hope these baby steps help you form a solid foundation for your future. They've certainly helped me. So in 2020, I followed these principles, and I think they're very good for anybody who's starting off in personal finance. Thank you. Bye.